If you're looking for an absolutely incredible couples camper that really has everything you need and isn't going to break the bank, this right here, in my opinion, is an excellent choice. This is the 2025 Coachmen Catalina 283 Epic, and it has just a lot of elements going on. One of them is the fact that you get a patio out back. That's something that we're starting to see a lot more of in 2025 is the patio game, and they're not messing around here. You get, I'll open the door for you. You have a slider right on out. You get all this extra space, great railing on there, steps leading up and down, JBL speakers out here. It's perfect. If you want to sit out here with two chairs and you have a beautiful view off the back, or you just want to sit outside and enjoy it, you can certainly do that. And that is a great way to do so without having to have like a toy hauler with a drop-down party deck. But maybe it's raining outside and you want to party inside. Well, you can do that too. You have theater seating right here. You have windows all the way around. I mean, these are just huge, huge windows. And again, that door in the back lets in so much natural light. And if you don't want the light, you want to block it off, you have actual curtains here so you can pull the curtains across. And one of my favorite parts is when it's time for a movie, you have this right here, which is basically just becomes a giant projector screen. So with that, right across the way above the theater seats is a projector. Boom, you can have it right there. I think that's just a really cool feature. Now, I'm going to admit, I have never used it, and I have questions. I am curious. If you have experience with this, please let me know, because I have an HDMI here, but that's a regular HDMI. That's an HDMI mini. I'm not exactly sure how these hook up because there's no other wires running to this except for power. So I'm assuming I need another HDMI here to plug into like a computer. Maybe this is for audio, I'm thinking, to play through the RV speakers. That is my closest guess. If you have experience with this, let me know. I think it is an awesome setup. I've just never actually used it. And I want someone, who has to be able to sound off in the comments and let us know if it's as awesome as it appears or if it just it falls flat. Let me know. But moving right over here, I think this is great too, right? I personally like this for dining for two. You get a nice little bar top. You have two chairs here. This is great, right? I don't need a full dinette, which I have it, but this is where I'm going to have the majority of my meals here. You also see all of your controls are going to be located right here, at least the vast majority of them. Your main lights are on a dimmer, which is really nice. You can also see your slide control as well as your awning here and that JBL sound system again, which I believe is what that HDMI is run to, is this guy right here. Now, we talked about a slide out, and the slide out is right over here, which helps open up this kitchen space, right? And you get a big U-shaped dinette. Now, there is a common misconception about a U-shaped dinette. Most people want them because they're like, oh yeah, I have a family, I'm gonna have a bunch of people. I want, to be able to seat more people, sit more people around it. Reality is, it just doesn't seat any more than 4. In fact, sometimes, depending on how it's built, you may only get 3 people. The reason being, everyone has knees and they start to hit each other underneath the table. There's just not enough space. Like, look, my knee goes to here. You're going to fit one person here, one person over there. I'm probably only getting 3 people unless, I really squeeze in. I can probably get 4. But again, it doesn't necessarily make more seating space than a standard dinette. What it does do, though, is when this drops down into a bed, the U-shaped dinette definitely makes a bigger bed. So if you have guests that want to stay the night, you have a place that can comfortably accommodate 2 adults. And that can be a pretty big game changer. Windows around here as well to let in some natural light. Plus, you have the little LED puck lights here for nighttime. And if we drop down underneath, a couple different things I want to point out. One, you do have easy access storage. No, it's not so easy that it's a pull-out drawer, but by having the door here, it does give you full access. A lot of times when it's a drawer, you just don't get all that much space. It'll only go like back to here. The other thing, and I guess the other one is tucked away in there, but you have another one of these bins. So you have a couple of these that you can slide under there as well, just for, again, kind of that easier access storage. Speaking of storage, this. Holy smokes, that is a massive pantry. Especially if there's only 2 of you. Like, you can fit so much food in there. Or board games, or pillows, whatever you want. Like, that is huge, huge, huge storage. I think that's pretty cool that they have that in here. On top of that, you have a little bit kind of tucked right back here. Again, nothing super crazy, but pretty decent storage. At least they utilized it. You have your thermostat here because there's a roof-mounted AC right up top. In fact, there's a couple of them in this coach. We'll see in just a second. That'll do a great job of obviously keeping everything nice and cool. Before we head into the bathroom, I do want to touch on the kitchen. We'll open this up. You will see the GE 12-volt compressor-driven refrigerator. Something I think that was really smart that they did is they have an on-off switch for the fridge. I actually love this because the 12-volt refrigerators are a pretty big drain. And if you're just like, you know, have this sitting, you don't want that big drain. So I do like this. Now when you need it, you want to kick the fridge on, just boop, just like that. In fact, you might have seen the lights flicker when we turned it on. But I do like that they have an on-off switch. I think that's pretty darn cool. That was smart of them. Microwave up top. You have your hood here with a fan and a light. The light is on. Kind of like a little, I don't know, decorative backsplash there. 3-burner cooktop. Got her oven. Again, nothing to write home about, but hey, you can, warm up a burrito or something. I don't know. Underneath that, you can see a little bit of additional storage space there. Plus, any good kitchen has to have a couple of drawers. This one has 3 of them. I do like that this is already in here. Just so you have that natural divider in there. And again, you got 2 other drawers beneath that. You also see that this is a pressed countertop. I like pressed countertops. It lets you undermount the sink, which they have done. It's just a composite sink, which is a fancy word for a plastic sink. And then you can see the drying rack right up top here. You'll also see the high-rise pull-out faucet. This I do love. That's a glass rinser. I would demonstrate it, but then it would spray antifreeze everywhere, and I don't want to do that. You literally just put your glass on there, and it washes it out. For someone who likes to entertain and have a cocktail at night, that thing is great. You also see right up top here, they give you a paper towel holder. I do like that too, just because you always have paper towel in the kitchen, at least I do, and they give you a spot for it. And then a little bit of additional storage there right up top. Plus, again, you have the window there. So as I mentioned, like the back half of this is really, in my opinion, just, it has everything going on. You have the home theater, you have the patio outside, you have the huge shaped dinette where you can, invite friends over and play games. But then when it's time to wind down, need to brush your teeth or take a shower, well, that's what the bathroom's for. Or if you just have to use the toilet. But right here in the corner is going to be the neo-angle shower. Hey, it's 6 foot tall. I have a ton of space, folks. You can be 6'3", 6'4", to be able to stand in here thanks to that skylight. And the neo-angle is honestly better than a lot of other showers and travel trailers just because you can actually turn around in it, which can't be said for all of them. Over here in the corner up top is going to be your mirrored medicine cabinet. Down underneath that's your vanity. Not a lot of countertop space. That's they have to knock one thing in here. That's probably it. And then a little bit of storage space underneath that. In the corner here is going to be our toilet. It is a plastic bowl. That's kind of a bummer, but again, this is, for what you get, this is a pretty decent priced unit. So, I guess they have to cut a little bit where they can. And honestly, use that thing until it gets gross. Then you can replace it with a porcelain one. And then more storage right behind that. It's a great spot for, some rolled up linens, things like that. A little bit of storage here for, spray or toilet paper, whatever else you need. Then we step into the bedroom, and this does have a slider door, so you can close that off if you so choose. But come on in here with me. You'll see the queen bed. The queen bed does have good storage underneath, so you can access that. It's not strut supported or anything, so you will have to use a hand to hold it up, but the storage is still pretty easy to get to. You have nightstands on both sides, electrical outlets, USB ports. You also have these cubbies right up here. So that's kind of just a nice little shelving back there behind the wardrobe, because both sides of the bed have the wardrobe as well as the storage there across the top. And then you have TV hookups. So TV hookups will be right there. And then across the way, of course, you have a window on this side, but across the way is going to be a door. So that way, if you have guests and you need to be able to walk in or out, you do have the ability to do that. All right, let's take a look at the outside of the 2025 Coachmen Catalina Legacy 283 Epic. Coming in right around 7,500 pounds dry, something like that. But once you do get to the campsite, man, oh man, does this make it easy to set up. Supposedly, it only comes to power tongue jack according to the manufacturer, but everyone that we've gotten in has had this right here, the BAL power tongue jack. This is a excellent tongue jack because this is part of an auto level system. It makes it super simple and easy. Not very common on travel trailers. Love to see it on here, especially at this price point. It's incredible. Right behind that, you have two 20-pound propane tanks with the cover, rails for your battery disconnect right over to the side there. You also have the diamond plating here, helping to protect from any rocks that may get thrown up by a tow vehicle, and smooth aluminum front, which makes it nice and easy to clean. Coming around to the side, you'll see that your baggage door does have a magnetic catch on it. If we take a look at the pass-through, you'll see that it is nice and open. One thing I do want to point out, this one has the optional solar, So you get the 30 amp charge controller as well as 200 watts of solar up on the roof. You can see the power awning here. Touch a button, roll that out. Same thing to go right back in, of course. LED light on there. You have a couple of different entrances. Of course, we have the one in the back. We have this one right here, which goes into the bedroom. I like the fact that it has the glass door. If we open that up, you probably couldn't see it from the outside, but this one does have a window in it. So if someone's coming to your door, you can see. It is also prepped for the Lippert thin shade. So if you want to have that installed for privacy at night, which I would probably recommend because it's in the bedroom, that is something that you can get. You'll also see the safety rail. This is kind of the newest safety rail system that has come out from MORryde. It is pretty easy to set up. I like it a lot. It's a lot more stable than it looks, actually. And in conjunction with that, they have the MORryde step above steps with the aluminum treads on there. Maybe right back a little bit further, we have TV hookup out here if we want it. Plus, we have the JBL sound system. It's connected to that multimedia center inside. So if you want some jams out here, you can certainly have that. Aluminum alloy wheels, which look real nice. You also have the tether here. So if you have a doggo that's with you, you can hook them up. And then again, you have the giant windows kind of all the way around. And then on the back is going to be that patio. Underneath, it is worth mentioning that there is a propane quick connect. So if you want to do some grilling out here, hook up your Blackstone or whatever, that is nice and easy to do so. But coming around to the back, I mean, you can see like just how great this patio system is. These steps right here clip into place. You can pull these out, lift it up, and it stores right here on the deck in transit. The feet are nice and easy to adjust as well. And then once you have it set up, boom, you're good to go. Like I said, get a few chairs out here, be able to sit out here. You have lights, that JBL speaker as well, so you can listen to some jams. This thing definitely has it going on. All sorts of options for entertainment here. Coming around to this other side, a few of the things I want to touch on. One, again, as I talked about that back space, you have all these windows all the way around. Right up top is going to be your ladder prep, so you can climb up onto the roof. There's backup camera prep on the back as well, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that, but it is there. And then lastly, all of our hookups are going to be right up here. So you have a 50 amp detachable power cord, fresh water, black tank flush, outside shower here. It's also worth mentioning, some of the options. Like I said, we did talk about the solar, but on this one, you can get the second AC, which we have. You can actually get a third AC option if you so choose. So you can really option and kit this thing out. If you're interested and you want to know price and availability, there is a link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker. Until next time, we'll see you.